To put it into perspective, in our 5 years in business, this one sweatshirt is our top selling item of all time. Welcome to Life Unleashed,
the podcast all about creating the best life for you and your furry best friend.
If you're a dog mom on the go, juggling life, work, and the endless joys of being a dog parent, then you're in the right place. I'm Dani.
And I'm Nick.
And together with the incredible dog mom community from Tails Up Pup, we're here to share advice, stories, and the obsession we have over the love for our dogs.
Get ready to laugh, learn, and lean on each other because life with your dog just got even more awesome.
Taylor Swift is taking over the world. It is no surprise.
She really is.
She is packing stadiums and changing the world. Honestly, she has a dedicated fan base.
Not only is she changing the world, she's changing a lot of businesses.
Specifically our small business, but not only us. She has impacted the economy with over $5 billion.
$5 billion?
And she's still on tour, so it's just racking up. She is, because that has to do with hotels, restaurants, people traveling in. Like, it's not just materialistic things. But, of course, I had to wear the In My Dog Mom Era sweatshirt for this podcast episode because this is what changed our lives.
I still can't get over one person $5 billion.
Apparently.
That is...
You can't believe everything you read on the internet, but...
Wow.
Yeah. Crazy impact one single person can do. And she started off just like an average person like us. My favorite clip in the Miss Americana documentary is when she's like talking to the camera and she's like, but this is just for myself. No one's ever going to see this. And little did she know, little her was going to be that big of an impact on the world.
Clearly, we're not Taylor Swift, but we have had like little moments like that towards like we filmed something. It's more for us. It's not for the world seeing it, but we've had things where we filmed the very beginning of coming up with the name of Tails Up Pup.
Yeah, that's one of my favorite clips.
And then we look back 5 years from now or 5 years into the future and we watch that clip and it's like, oh my gosh, that's
we
so
had
crazy.
No idea what we were going to be and what we were going to do with that. We were just like, hey, we're starting this thing. We might sell some dog bandanas. And now here we are.
It's pretty cool that like nowadays we get to like document that happening.
And also when you were like saying like our Taylor Swift moment, it just like reminded me of one of my favorite moments of when I was recognized in public and I felt like a star because I was in an airport bathroom and a girl came up and she was like, I think I know you. And I was like, you do? And she was like, you're Tails Up Pup. And I was like, you know what? Yep. I don't even have a name. That's my birth certificate now. It's Tails Up Pup. But honestly, I would probably do that to someone that like I didn't like. I mean, you might not always know my name, but I just thought that was so funny. But that was like one of the coolest moments. And we were so little at that time. It was like the first year we were in business and someone recognized me in an airport bathroom.
And then you came out to me and you're like, you literally will never guess what happened. I'm like, what?
And we do have that moment of me telling you on camera because we were traveling. So we like were filming a vlog in the airport, which is really fun.
You were like, someone recognized me?
And it has happened a few times since then, but that's still like probably my favorite moment of stardom of what I have.
Honestly, that has happened to a few other Tails Up Pup team members. Keelan was recognized one time in public, which was mind-blowing.
A couple Tails Up Pup people have been recognized. And I feel like the other thing that compares to the feeling of being recognized in public were all the people who traveled in for our birthday party. It was just like we were important enough to them to make, like, people have to think before they spend money. They are spending money on flights, hotel. They had to come travel in. Almost everyone who came to the party traveled in. Like, that was so cool. I just can't believe we've created a community where people care so much to like get to see each other in person and like all these friends that have become friends through social media. And really, like, we have been that connector for people, which is so great. I feel like Taylor Swift probably thinks that sometimes. She's like, how did I, one person, make this impact on someone else's life?
Yeah, it's funny you say that because I was just thinking like she's done that just on a scale, you know, times 1,000 or 1,000,000 times that.
Or a billion, 5 billion.
Or 5 billion times that. But it's the same type of thing.
Okay, I went on a tangent because I was trying to talk about how Taylor Swift changed our business, and I went on I was famous one time. But okay, we have made over $100,000 from this one sweatshirt design. Taylor Swift has impacted our small business so much because
not only the money, but it's just we have never really had an item that we bring back a bunch of and then it sells out, and then we have to bring back a bunch of it again and it sells out. It is probably sold out and restocked at least 10 times by now, and every time it continues to blow us away. I don't know why we're still surprised, but
and she's back on tour now, so hopefully it keeps on going because something like this can literally change a human being's life, like Nick and mine's. Like, it was in the summer. It's just like nothing really crazy is happening in our business at that time. We launched this one sweatshirt and then it completely took off. And I mean, it's just so crazy how one single item can change everything, because we were able to have our best month ever in a month that usually is pretty slow. And it just blows my mind.
Well, we just normally don't have products that we're selling a ton of that one specific thing. If you guys follow us, you know we have a ton of different bandana patterns. Some, obviously, hundreds. Some are more popular than others, but we're not selling thousands and thousands of one specific pattern. And same goes for embroidery. We have some items that are more popular, but we're not selling thousands and thousands of that one specific thing, where this is like this one design, and we are, obviously people can personalize it and put the names on the sleeves and stuff, but it's this one specific design is just getting, thousands and thousands of orders, which is insane.
To put it into perspective, in our 5 years in business, this one sweatshirt is our top selling item of all time. And we have our varsity dog mom, so like every color, so we sell it in light blue, in light purple, in orange, like all those are different listings, which means like combined we've sold more dog moms in varsity in all the colors. But for one specific item, the Taylor Swift in My Dog Mom Era sweatshirt is that item, best selling of all time for our business that started off with handmade dog bandanas, didn't even know embroidery was ever going to play a role. We add embroidery, then we add this one item, and bam, it's the best selling item of all time.
Yeah, this SKU is just boom.
So let's talk about the origin story of how this sweatshirt came to be.
A little spoiler alert, it's mostly Dani.
With a little bit of customer input as well. I had this idea because Taylor Swift was going on her Eras tour. I feel like the word era was never even really used. She obviously didn't create that word, but no one really used it. So when she was going on this Eras tour, people were like, what does that mean? And she kind of had to spell it out for everyone. Like, I've been on this journey with y'all for this long, and I'm going to play a little bit of every single album that I've written, and I'm going to take you through all of the Taylor Swift eras. And so she goes on tour, becomes this huge thing on social media, because people are posting all their outfits and the concert, and she just puts on a fantastic show. It becomes a giant thing, and now everyone's talking about which era they are, specifically to Taylor Swift's albums. They're like, oh, I'm the Lover era, or I'm the Reputation era. Which era are you dressing up as, going to the concert? So that's kind of how her era phrases started.
Well, and it's no surprise you are a big, big Swiftie. So you're following this along as a fan.
Oh, yeah.
You're like, this is my era. You're doing the whole thing.
I'm doing the whole thing. I'm obsessed. I'm watching all the videos. Unfortunately, did not get to go to the concert simply because it was so expensive, and I can't justify it. But if anyone has a ticket they want to give me, that would be amazing.
Danielle is a very frugal person.
And it's really expensive.
Yes. Well, I mean, yeah, it is.
So eventually people start saying that they're in different eras other than Taylor Swift's albums. And at this point, I didn't see anyone online talking about in their dog mom era. It was more like, mom. Someone said I'm in my mom era, and I was like, oh my gosh, I'm in my dog mom era, of course. So I had this idea for the sweatshirt because we already had the tie-dye corded crews with a different design on it. And if you know me, like Nick said, I'm frugal and I don't like to waste things. And if I have an idea, I don't typically make it unless I have someone who's willing to buy it, because I don't like things to sit around or go to waste. So that is the reason why I didn't make the sweatshirt as soon as the idea came. But it was very quickly that a customer came and said, I don't know her name, but her dog's name is Leo. So shout out to Leo's mom.
Wow.
She said, I can't believe you haven't made In My Dog Mom Era sweatshirt yet. And I was like, I didn't explain to her my whole brain process of what I just said, of I had this idea, but I haven't wanted to make it yet. But she said she was willing to be the guinea pig. So I was like, okay, I can finally bring my concept to life, and she's going to buy it. So it was perfect. So at this time, Lauren was still embroidering for us. So I had to explain to Lauren, who is not a Swiftie and did not understand. I'm like, we're going for the Lover vibe. So I want the words to look like this. They're going to be pink to match just like the album. We're going to put on our tie-dye quarter crew because the Lover album is tie-dye, and it's going to be great. She did not understand. Nick did not understand. No one believed that this was going to be the next big thing. I'm like, guys, we have to do this right, because people are going to love this. But at the time,
And there was a sense of urgency, I remember. You were like, we got to do this right now.
I wanted to be the first one. I knew it was a great idea. I just knew it was super cute. I mean, I'm the target market. I'm the Swiftie dog mom. I'm like, everyone's going to love this, but no one around me understood. And so I'm like, guys, just believe me. We need to make this right. We need to make it good. And we're going to take the cute picture. So I made Leo's mom the one. I took the picture. I posted it. And I can predict the future, I guess. I just knew everyone was going to love it. And I was going to be very disappointed if no one did. But there was no doubt in my mind that people were not going to love it. And of course, they did. So all I did was post it on the Instagram story and got people to buy it. And then what's funny is we've had these tie-dye corded crews like in our shop with other designs for a while, and they just like moved kind of slowly, and then all of a sudden I was having to order hundreds at a time. We couldn't keep them in stock, like Nick said. They were constantly flying off the shelf. It was so crazy. Like, I knew people were going to love it, but I didn't know to that extent.
Well, that one Instagram post got so much engagement. That post single-handedly probably sold 1,000 of them.
Because
almost.
we really were the first in the market, and still no one has really tried to copy us with this exact lover vibe. Like, you can find lots of In My Dog Mom eras now. That's kind of all over, but no one's done this design. And like, when you're like, trying to mirror what something actually looks like, then it really, it's Taylor Swift. Like, this is literally Taylor Swift.
And you could see based on the comments in the Facebook and Instagram posts that like this was really resonating with people. They were tagging their friends, and we always get comments and stuff like that, but we were getting hundreds of comments and be like, you got to get this, so and so, you got to get this. And it was like, oh my gosh, like you were definitely onto something.
And then I made some TikToks and reels making them and showing them, and they kept going viral, and people just love the design.
And it really did continue to snowball. Like, it was like, is this going to stop? And no, it just kept getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And I mean, it really hasn't. It's definitely slowed down some, of course, but it's still pretty much, how many weeks in a row has it been the number one selling item in our shop?
Ever since it launched.
It
hasn't dropped out of the top 5.
That is so many weeks. I mean, I guess if you could compare it to like book sales, like number one New York Times bestseller, how many weeks in a row? So many weeks.
And it's crazy because, like Nick said, I have been a Swiftie for a long time. So now it feels like, even though she doesn't know who I am, she's probably never seen our sweatshirt, it feels like she has made such an impact on my business life and my life. She's always impacted my life because I related to her songs and I always enjoyed her and her story and her storytelling. But now she's like truly affecting my life.
One thing that now I think we have to do is dive into this Taylor Swift mania and why people are so into her and like why this resonated with so many people.
I think that it resonated with so many people because we grew up with her. Specifically, people born like around my time. 1994 is the year I was born. Like, Taylor Swift is not that much older than me. She started her career young. So every season of life we've gone through with her, and she's always brought us along. And then I hate when people say that people are relatable when they're not. Like, the Alex Earl, people say she's relatable to me. She's not. Like, she's untouchable. She's too glamorous. Taylor Swift to me is not like that. Taylor Swift is very rich, has all the things, but she's still relatable. She's telling stories of things that we lived through, or maybe we want to live through. Like, it's magical. And I love how, she has all these dresses and bodysuits, and it's like, ooh, to wear that one day would be so cool. So it's like relatable, but then also magical.
That makes a lot. I mean, we definitely grew up with her, so I can see like when you're 14, she's right around that age singing about stuff that 14 to 16
You missed your opportunity, because when you're 15,
yeah, right.
You should have said 15.
Yeah, well, Clearly I'm not as much of a Swiftie as Danielle.
Missed opportunity.
But you were growing up with her. She's writing about that stuff. And then, of course, like you're saying, her lyrics are extremely, extremely relatable. And it's real life, real stuff that she went through and clearly millions of other people have gone through.
I love that we added the personalization to the sleeve, too, because you can add your dog's names, which adds a special little touch. And not that many people do embroidery on sleeves. So that's kind of like a unique spin as well.
The thing that I want to know is how has she been able to keep everybody's attention for so long? I understand like growing up with her and all of that, but most celebrities, after a certain amount of time, people get bored with them.
Yeah, you are right. I don't really know. She definitely has a special touch that can keep people's attention. I think she was always genuine. A lot of people get famous and change. She never changed for the worst. She only changed for the better. I feel like Disney Channel stars and stuff like that is like these young kids who get famous, they get rich, and then like they make a drastic change or they get into something bad. But Taylor Swift never did that. She stayed true to her values and who she wanted to be. And I don't know if that's a testament to her parents, because when you see her parents at the concerts, like they're so supportive, they're so sweet, and maybe she just had like a great upbringing that kept her on track. I'm not quite sure, but you are right that she has something special to keep people captured for so long.
To me, it seems like her character has stayed relatively the same. Obviously, I don't know her, but just from the outside looking in, but she has, it's like every album is a little bit different, and like she used to be the country girl, and then now she got into pop music, and now she's crossing all genres. She's doing like pop, country, all the different type of stuff, and like that is interesting, where a lot of people that get famous, they kind of find their little niche and then they stay in it, and if they try to break out, they get pulled down. And in the movie that we watched, you can see even Taylor Swift was told, you can't do that, stay in your lane, you're the country girl, don't do anything else. And she was like, well, and she clearly tried other stuff and it worked for her, but there was actually so many naysayers along the way, and even someone like her had to fight against that.
Yeah. I think it's just to say, like, follow your heart, do what you want, and find a support system that will push you along.
And if you're doing it in a genuine way, then I think that will continue to resonate people. If she was like, I want to do these genres because I want to sell more albums or whatever, then I don't think it would resonate. But it's like clearly she was trying to explore her musical creativity, and it worked, and it was something that she wanted to do, and you could see that.
I feel like we can relate to that as Tales of Pup owners, because we started with something and we pivoted, and it's always really scary. I'm sure she was so terrified to go from country to pop, and we went from dog bandanas to dog mom shop. Like, it's completely pivoting, but also staying in the same world. Like, she didn't leave music, she stayed in that realm. We stayed in the dog realm, but we're completely shifting, and that change can be so scary. But we wouldn't be where we are today, she wouldn't be where she is today, if you didn't take those leaps. And I think the most important thing is that you're passionate about it, and that you care, and that you're doing something for the better.
Yeah, the right reasons.
The right reasons. Because if we were pivoting because we thought we were going to make more money, or like, we never chose what we were doing because of that. We chose it because we wanted to do it. We wanted to make an impact on dog moms, not just dog neckwear.
We had a vision for what we wanted Tales Up Pup to become, and we just had to figure out how we were going to execute that vision, and it made sense that it's the dog mom that we're really serving, and how do we do that? And then we just kind of followed along, and it was clearly we were going to do clothing, embroidery, and then obviously continue doing the dog stuff. And it seems like for Taylor is like she like loved country, she loved storytelling, but she wanted to mix up the genres and how she was telling those stories. And of course, she just did it. We had pushback. We had a lot of people not understanding and being like, why are you doing that? And of course, Taylor had that times 1,000 with millions of people pushing back and critics and stuff, but she stayed true to herself and tried it.
It also has to do with age, because we started our business, we were 23 years old, and we are growing up. So anyone who's followed Tales Up Pup for our journey is growing up with us. They're watching us grow. Most people don't start a business at 23. Just like Taylor Swift started her singing career, I don't know how old she was.
14 like, maybe.
Younger. So like she was growing, and she had to, they're called growing pains. She had to figure things out, who she wanted to be, and your desires and what you want to be and who you want to be are going to change, especially at that young age. We were older. I mean, we were 23, but that's still so young to own a business. And we're still young. We're going to change and grow and have different ideas. And as things happen in our lives, and as we figure out what we want to do, we're going to change. And that's kind of like what's so magical about like starting something so young, is that you can change. And as long as you're willing to change, like, which we are, like, you just got to go with the flow. So when people ask me, like, where's Tales of Pup going to be in 5 years? Like, I have no idea. I'm not set out that far. I'm working on this year, because so much can change. We didn't even know In My Dog Mom era was going to be here. We didn't even know embroidery was going to be here. All this stuff. We've only been in business for 5 years. How am I supposed to know the next 5 years? I have no idea what's in store. And I think that's what's so crazy.
Well, if you're being authentic, and like we are, and it seems like Taylor is, eventually it becomes your business, or your career becomes a manifestation of what what you believe and what you want. And of course, those things change over time. Your beliefs shift and what you want shifts. And I think that's the best example of how the type of person you're becoming. Taylor was growing and becoming a different type of person, and you could see that shift in her career. And we were been growing and becoming, different people. And you can see how Tails Up Pup has shifted.
You know what's crazy? In my life, random people from all over, the number one person they always say I look like is Taylor Swift.
Are you serious? Really?
Do you think I look like her?
There's definitely some similarities. Obviously, you have red hair, but I can see similarities.
It always was so crazy to me because obviously I think she's beautiful, and I thought, wow, someone thinks that I look like her. I don't think I look like her, but I do see I think it's our eyes and something on our face is very similar. So we look different, but we have something that's similar that some reason a bunch of random people will always tell me that.
And Danielle, you are beautiful too.
Thank you. But not like her. She's a star.
You're a star.
I am not a star.
To me.
Aw, just husband and wife things.
Yeah.
So, I guess the question is, do you think that there will be another thing like this that will drastically change Tails Up Pup?
I feel like things like this come every 5, maybe 10 years, if that.
I'm going to have to wait 5 years.
How long did you have to wait for this to happen?
True.
But who knows? Okay. I think that there is a big piece of luck involved in this. Luck, timing. How could you have guessed? You have to have, you had the
I don't know about this, honestly. Oh. I think luck plays a lot. People always are like, oh, how did you become successful? How did you grow this business? We worked our butts off, and we still are. But luck does play a role in the grand scheme. In this specific thing, I don't really see how luck fit in to this because we were in early. We created the content. We made a cute concept. Was it lucky that our video went viral? I don't know. We worked hard on creating a good video. I don't know that was really luck.
I mean luck more in the sense of, particularly for this example, of timing. If obviously
if
you're not...
it wasn't lucky. It was getting in the door early.
Well, yes, but Taylor Swift has been around and been popular for a long time, and we didn't have a Taylor Swift
design. She wasn't on her Eras tour.
That's what I'm saying. I'm saying that the timing of the Eras tour in conjunction with this product, everything lined up for you. And then, of course, you had to execute on it.
I had to tell a funny story because as this is happening, in my dog mom era, when it was born, and we were hiking. We were doing our hiking all weekend with Nick's dad, and we were trying to explain to him what was happening because we would be hiking. We were getting all these orders, and I was trying to explain to him Taylor Swift's on this Eras tour, so we created this thing. And he's 60 years old, and he doesn't have a daughter who is a Swiftie, so he doesn't fully grasp the concept. So he's so cute. He calls me a few days later. He's like, I have a great idea. Aerosmith is going on tour, so you should make a sweatshirt for their tour and go viral too. And I'm like, it was just so cute and sweet, the innocence of his cute idea. But I'm like, it's a different market.
Different everything, but we really appreciate
I love how invested, interested, and supportive he is in everything. He's always calling with fun ideas, and I absolutely love that because that's how a lot of things become because we didn't think of them,
That's right. No, they come from outside, and my dad is always like, you know what? I'm just throwing spaghetti at the wall. If any of this stuff sticks and you like my ideas, run with them. If not, disregard.
Yeah, I love it. But I just thought that was funny.
It was very funny.
Well, hopefully I don't have to wait 5 years for something fun and exciting to happen. But
do you think it will be another Taylor Swift thing, or what pop culture thing are you going to tap into next?
Honestly, I have no idea. If anyone has any suggestions, let me know. I think the number one thing is people always want to do movies and Disney and that type of stuff, but that's definitely hard to dabble in. So that's not really on my realm right now, but I have no idea.
I guess if you knew, you'd be doing it.
Exactly. I'm not going to sit here on a great idea and not execute it. So when the inspiration comes, I shall execute. But until then, thank you so much for listening to this podcast episode. This was so much fun.
So fun.
Shout out to Taylor Swift for her economic impact on our small business.
Yes, keep it going, Taylor. We love you.
Thank you for shimmering our world and changing it for the better. And if you are listening to Life Unleashed, then please give us a rating, some thumbs up, whatever it may be. Thank you so much for listening, and we will see you guys next time.
Bye.